Every last one of you all for jumping in for another episode from yours truly, Law Nation Sports. Let's get it. Be sure on your way in to hit that like button and share this information that rules the nation, baby. Yeah. Shout out to all my underdog users. Be sure to check us out. And the link will be in the chat area. Appreciate it, each and every last one of you all so much. Let's go. Cowboy Nation. Let's grind to shine. Baby. What's up, everybody? What's good with you guys? So much thank you all for being part of this episode. Now, here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys right now offense is ranked 30th. A large chunk of the offense being stagnant or anemic to the end zone been for the fact that you don't have Michael Gallup. Gallup, when healthy, is a 1,000-yard receiver, right? And not double-digit touchdown guy, but he can give you about 7 to 8. And we've seen that before. He high points the ball. He pulls it out of the sky. He can create separation at the top of the route. And the Cowboys betted that, hey, they trust their Dr. Cooper, right? They trust the recovery time for your mind, Brent Browner and all of those boys that help out with the recovery process. And last week, we've seen Gallup out there with pads working and getting things together, right? So Mike McCarthy said this week, hey, we're going to look at everything. We're going to make sure that everything is straight. Everything is cool and these sorts of things. Shout out to you, East Camden. Appreciate you for jumping in. And shout out to you, Ron. I see you on the Facebook group. And Tony Moon, appreciate you. All right, so, and here's the thing, Cowboy Nation. When we contextualize the entire team, we can look at it and say, well, we need a wide receiver. We've been banging on the table all offseason saying, hey, dog, hey, Cowboys, y'all gonna get that wide receiver or not? And they said no, and they got rid of a wide receiver, right? And we thought that, hey, maybe they got rid of a wide receiver. Maybe they would spend about $6 to maybe $7 million to get a wide receiver that's proven, and like the Jarvis Landrys of the world and these sorts of things. Even I still think that people are banging on the table for Will Fuller, right? But those things done passed, and we went through the season with Dennis Houston, right, all off season. We drafted a guy by the name of Jalen Tolbert, third-round draft pick who haven't seen the field yet. They said that he's been battling with a hamstring injury. Some reported that he was a healthy stretch. You know how all of that stuff goes. So heading into week 3, the Cowboys facing a team that's 2-0, that's riding high on fumes, right? Riding high on optimisms and hype, which is cool. Shout out to the Giants for being 2-0. But last I checked, you got to put on for your team, and you got to put in for your team. Appreciate everybody. What's good with you, Chris? Thank you. Law, what's up, player? You got the YouTube going? Yeah, we live on YouTube as well. Appreciate you, Curtis. Thank you for jumping in. And shout out to you, Kelly Price. Kelly Price. Is Gallup going to be ready Monday night? You know, it appears that if he practiced the entire week here, he going to have the full slate, meaning that He's going to have a pads on. He got to climb some routes. They're going to put him in certain situations. They may line him up inside. And we're talking about practice, not training, right? Practice. So practice is more of we're going to go into the details of breaking down what the opposing team try to do, and we try to take away what they try to do and make them play left-handed. Right? So with that being said, Cowboy Nation, I truly believe that right now you shouldn't rush them. I really think what really derailed most of this stuff with our thoughts with this wide receiver by committee was the unknown. Where my unknown at?
Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist.
And what else?
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Yes. And that is the reason why. There's two folds to it, right? The unknown would be, hey, man, this dude can be the next Jerry Rice, or he can be the next Randy Moss. Who knows? Or he can be Tony Moss, Jerry Slice instead of Rice, or he can be somebody like what we said before, the substance on the bottom of most people's feet, dirt. But that's what happened. And that's the exact same thing happened even in the financial world with stocks. You got your known commodities and you got your unknown. You can fool around and hit and be like, hey, I'm a multimillionaire because I purchased this unknown commodity and it hit. It hit. Amir says the Chris Carter. Yeah. Oh, I left out Noah Brown, man. Shout out to my guy, Boss Cowboys Sports. He's my dog, man. And he was saying that he wasn't saying that Noah Brown is Chris Carter, but he said Chris Carter-ish as it relates to they run their routes, not how they catch, by the way. So back off of him a little bit. He's part of the Kool-Aid drinking committee without being measured, and he didn't get his point out. But we got thick skin around here. We could choke with one another. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, if you're hedging your bet on something that's not tangible, right, that you got to wait for the season to kick off to be tangible, then you will see these type of things. So that is what's happening. Never should have, this is from these boys, just when, never should have us use Amari Cooper as a scapegoat. He is missed now. Let me just try to pull it up. I can't even read it that well. Appreciate you though, fam. Let me see if I can pull it up. Bam. Okay. And you says here, never should have used Amari Cooper as the scapegoat. Here's the thing. When you're fed up with someone, or if you're fed up with an ideal of something, these type of things knocks on the door and they present themselves. They do. They knock on the door and say, hey, They're fed up with Amari Cooper. And when you're fed up with something and you get emotions attached to it, you say, stop the car. Stop the car. I'll walk home. Hey, it's finna rain. I don't care. I'll walk home. And then you forgot the person who bought you your jacket, your shoes, your clothes, or what have you, and you let those clothes get wet, dirty, right? You forgot what neighborhood you in, right? Cooler heads prevail. And you say, okay, I stop the car, I get out, walk home, and now you walking through the hood. You get jumped, right? They knock you down, they steal your wallet. And all of this could have been avoided if you just sit down and have a casual conversation, right? Are you willing to renegotiate your salary? Are you willing to take a pay cut? Are you willing to listen to what we have to say about this situation, of how it make us feel? But when you sometimes shun those things, right, you look over it, these are the things that happen. But the Cowboys, on the positive side, they got $20 million, right? with that money, they're supposed to go out there and spend it. But according to John Stephen Jones, they like to preserve it and wait for a rainy day. So now you gotta deal with it. You know, that's the bed that you made, right? You got to sleep in that bed, Cowboy Nation. So your quarterback is out, right? The opening didn't look the same. The Cowboys thought that they can throw the thing all around to an undrafted rookie free agent who's not even on the team anymore, Dennis Houston, right? 31 other teams looking at him like, all right, we've seen his tape, 2 receptions for 16 yards. It's not enough for us to even bat an eye at him right now. You built your fortress around, hey, we're going to get some unknowns.
Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist.
Yep, and you went with that. And it's just what it is, Russian roulette. Now, we do have James. We got hopes in the future. James Washington, hopefully when he get back, he can stay healthy and his wide receiving course will be okay. But do we have enough to win games now? Yeah, we got enough to win games now, Cowboy Nation. How do you win the game? The formula is the formula. I was trying to tell people like this. So many people think that you got a team that could throw the ball all over the field. And that, my friend, never been this team, even with the previous administration and the previous quarterback. DAM Entertainment, appreciate you so much. Week 3, let's get it. It's Cowboy Nations. Don't panic. Beat those Giants. Sound the alarm. I got you. I got you. Don't panic. He said, get your head off the panic button. Oh, I got some good stuff for you guys now, but I appreciate you. Let me hit it again. The secret formula for the Cowboys to win. Yeah, he put 50 pieces in there. I ought to just keep the rest of the show just right here. Just keep it right there. Just don't even want to move it, man. I appreciate you so much. Here's the thing, Cowboy Nation. Let me hit again. Maybe that will make the trolls run away when they hear that sound. I think they get the shaking in their hair on the back of their neck stand up. But here's the truth, Cowboy Nation. I'm going to let that sit right there for a couple of minutes. I appreciate you. Don't panic, baby. Here's the thing. This particular team and all of the past team with the silver and blue, and yeah, we will be wearing the navy tops and the white pants for us against the Giants on prime time Monday Night Football. Here is the thing right here. When you run the ball, the secret formula. And what if I told you guys? That if the Cowboys run the ball 25, 26, 27 times, just make it in their mind. We are running the ball. Not saying just because you run the ball you win, but run with a purpose. That it preserves said quarterback. It makes the quarterback look better. It make everything that you do more productive, because now if you're too gun happy and you passing the ball enough, they drop everybody. But what you're trying to do is play a game of chess, not checkers. And for the last year or so, or even the first game, the Cowboys, and the last year wasn't even that bad. It was 12-5, by the way. They strayed away from what they supposed to do. Even 2018, 2019. Yes, those numbers look good. And one can argue 2018 was desperation year, right? We made it to the playoff. We won a freaking playoff game. But the formula always been run the ball. Always been. Law, do you have any truths to that? I even seen, let me see if I can find this excerpt from Robert Griffin III. He said Cooper Rush showed the Dallas Cowboys who they need to be when Dak comes back. A run, he put in capital letters, a run first team that plays, and then he put in more bold and capital letters, out of this world defense. Zeke and Pollard had 29 of the offensive 46. Forces loaded box and giving wide receivers one-on-one matchups. And Michael Parsons is playing like MVP. That is from Robert Griffin III. And I don't think you guys can see his name up there, but just trust me what I'm saying. And then, matter of fact, let me see if I can help you guys out, because help is on the way, right? Help is on the way. That's from Robert Griffin. You know, you can see it this way. All right. And this is not predicated upon the kind and caliber of quarterback you got, ladies and gentlemen, but this is predicated upon the philosophy and the makeup of the Dallas Cowboys team. You need NEED to run the ball. And matter of fact, let me do this. The Cowboys should go back into history and watch John Elway when he won his first 2 Super Bowls. A good defense, a great running attack, and a quarterback, of course, at that time and at that age that can see the field because of the one-on-one outlooks, right? The Cowboys must continue to try to replicate those things that worked. Now, of course, those were the Broncos, but I don't want to go too far back in the past, whereas we talk about the 90s Cowboys, but those were the latter parts of those years with the Broncos. Then in 1999, you know, football was trying to keep up with ratings, and we seen the greatest show on turf. But during that time frame, if people don't know, baseball was just killing the game with these home runs and everything. People were juiced up, hitting home run derbies and stuff. Well, home run derbies in a live baseball game, basically. Who remember that, right? During that time frame. The NFL wasn't where it is now as it relates to the all-time high in revenue growth. The NFL was a dying. But the greatest show on turf brought everything back to offense. And that lasts like a snowball in Texas. It didn't last long, but people began to say, okay, we'll replicate that process. And then the Ravens came in and ripped that up. And then the Buccaneers came and ripped that up. And then Bill Belichick came and he sustained it. Defense, running the ball, you know, offense began to the offense, because they wanted the offense to score more and more touchdowns. They didn't like these slow games. So then look how everything works out. Then they say, okay, you can't touch a wide receiver after 5 yards. Where did that rule? Sosa and McGuire. Appreciate you, East Camden, man. You got a good mind. Yeah, McGuire and Sosa and all of those boys. Baseball was at its all-time high. I would say to baseball, they should let them boys still juice, man. Let them boys still juice. Them boys was knocking at Cow. Sosa. Cow. McGuire. Made everybody start taking creatine and everything, you know, until they started going blind and limped around this mug. But y'all get it, and heart busting out of the chest. But, you know, the MLB had to step in and say, hey, man, all right, man, no more juice era, you know, steroid era, juice era. Barry Bonds, man. Yeah. Aaron Judge don't need it. I see now we got a lot of baseball people in here. Barry Bond was the man, though. Even though, he was juicing, baby. You still got to hit the ball. Just because you juice don't mean you can hit the ball. Alex Rodriguez, yeah. So all of those guys, man, and baseball is baseball. But back to football, you guys get what I'm saying. Yes, passing the ball around and everything is a nice thing, but the Cowboys need to get back to the philosophy to run. And the reason why I don't want to deviate from the Michael Gallup, I think that Gallup still brings a lot to the table. I think that he's a good blocker as well. He can find the soft spots in the zone. He understands concepts. Michael Gallup was a quarterback in high school, and he wanted to play quarterback in college, and they said, nah, dude, you too athletic, baby. We're going to put you on the outside and see if you can run some routes and things like that. And the truth be told, you see Gallup as if, hey, he just find ways to pull the ball out of the sky, and I think that he will be a good piece for this team if he can come back. The only conundrum would be is to not rush him back. We are playing against a team that, and this is Gallup stats when healthy, okay? You guys see the 112 targets, 66 receptions, 1,107 yards, 6 touchdowns. But I wanted to go here. This is the team that we play on Monday night. They're 31st overall, right? They are 32nd in offense. That means dead smack last in offense or on offense. There are 31 other teams better than them. And we just witnessed the Dallas Cowboys go toe-to-toe with Tom Brady for at least, first 2 quarters. And then, they pulled off at the end 19-3, right? And one can argue that defense is normally jailed within 3 to 4 games down the stretch. That's when defense, when they start speaking and living on the same page and rhythm, baby, it's about to get nasty. And the defense for the New York Giants, 25th. Special team, 27th. Lo and behold, by this being probably one of the worst special teams that we're going to play, and I know it's only a sample size. It's only been 2 games, Cowboy Nation. Cavante Turpin might take him one, right? If they're not disciplined to their blocking and assignments, Cavante Turpin might take one to the house. And when you're 32nd in offense and you're leaning, I get it, Saquon is Saquon. He's a dog. He runs hard. He got those quick feet. He's in and out. He looks like the old Saquon. Barkley, not Charles. He looking like the old Saquon with the thick tree trunk for legs or what have you. He's 0-6 against the Cowboys, by the way. If you think I'm lying, do your homework, and you'll find out that Saquon is 0-6 against the Cowboys. This is the first time for everything. But normally, the type of running backs that give us fits are not the Saquon Barkleys. It's the burly running backs. It's the big running backs that plow you over where we draping all over their body, like the C.J. Andersons of the world, right? The old school Brandon Jacobs for the New York Fighting Giants. Or the guy that we faced week 1, not Le'Veon Bell. What's his guy's name? Y'all help me out. What's his name? It's at the tip of my tongue from LSU. What's his name? Big boy. Dang, his name is at the tip of my tongue. Leonard Fournette. Big boys. We've been having issues with that. Lovey Brown says he's 0-7. Okay, he's 0-7. Thomas A. Garrett says Saquon SWAT 600 though. Yeah, he do, but he's not that big burly type of guy. Big Sarge says Boss Cowboy should be placed on YouTube restrictions for the Noah Brown comparisons of Chris Carter. Was weak. You was weak. Yeah, that's my dog, man. I think that he meant in a way of his route concepts, And Chris Carter moves like a snail, but he can catch anything you throw at him. That joker had hands of Velcro. That boy had some stickums on that hand. Yep. Cowboy Nation. Say Sadiqua, appreciate you. Thank you. Did they wake playoff? We played them twice a year. Did they make a playoff? It's Maceo. That's how you say your name. Did they make the playoff? I think the last time we lost to the Giants, and I could be off on it, it was the 2016. Whole different coaching staff, though. So the keys to this Giants game, and I'll dive a little bit more into that later on, would be take care of the things that's in front of you. Play a stout defense. Penetrate. Get upfield. Make Danny beat you. Make him try. Make him try to beat you. And everything else would fit right into his place, Cowboy Nation. All right, so I thought that I would jump live for a few seconds. I don't have a long time, but I wanted to talk to you guys about that update news on my guy Michael Gallup. And let me see what else I got here in the fray right here. It was something that I wanted to bring up, and it was this right here. Y'all bear with me before we got to go over this. And this is the state of the NFL on how they view and how they feel about the Cowboys. As you guys can see, and power rankings are power rankings, right? It's the power rankings. And they got our beloved Dallas Cowboys at the 21st spot. They got us the previous week at the 27th selection, right? They got us, Danny Pennies. Shane, I love it. Danny broke. It was broken and broke when you owe money, right? So Danny in debt of dimes, right? Danny in negative dimes, right? So it's funny to me that the Cowboys, our beloved team, when we look at it, we are the 21st rank. And I know rankings are just for rankings, right? But they do have the Giants ahead of us, right? They do have the Bengals, the 0-2 Bengals, ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. And they do have what we've seen out of the Minnesota Vikings versus the Eagles the other night, ahead of us. Disco Danny. Y'all so funny. So I love it because I say this all the time, man. Keep doubting the Dallas Cowboys. Because when we are in that top 4, top 3, top 2 spot, oh, they got the Eagles in top 3. Oh, look at the Eagles. Look at them. They went from 10th ranked all the way down to the 3rd spot. But when we are ranked high, it appears and it feels like the aficionados know it, right? And we don't get the benefit of the doubt. They judge us 3 times, 4 times harder. All of a sudden, we fall flat on our faces. I want us to fly under the radar. I really do. Ain't this right, C. Nick? He says these rankings means nothing. And I love him for saying that, Hey, man, I love it, man, because they do. They don't mean a thing. But if the coaching staff know how to utilize this right here, because they really do. No, God! They don't mean anything. And if the coaching staff know how to make sure that he can use this as a bead of confidence, shoot.
You get nothing.
If the coaches say, I didn't know the Raiders are 0-2. So, dog, they got 2 0-2 teams ahead of our Cowboys. We 1-1. They should, out of respect, GP, of the principles of the things, they should at least put the Cowboys above those 0-2 teams. But that's the story of another day. But if the coaching staff know how to motivate the players, they'll figure out a way to dig deep into this to elevate these guys in those fashions. I've said, hey, they counted you out. Hey, underdogs. You're an underdog? Then let's get this dog nasty mentality. Get down one. Ah! Hey, my dog don't bite, man. Your dog got teeth, don't you? Charlie G, ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. He says, Law Nation, it's about 250 people in this chat. If everyone donate $1, hit that like button. Cowboys platform will be great. Run the ball and play defense. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Man, you right, man. Man, y'all hit that Cash App link and y'all hit that donation button. I ain't too proud to beg, man. I'm independent right here. I don't have Jerry Jones' budget over here. Can you imagine if I had the .com budget, I would have these stats going inside and outside of this frame right here. But I appreciate y'all so much for it. I do. And the best thing that you guys can ever do for the nation is hitting that share.com. You hit that share button, then it goes to somebody else who probably didn't even know about me, and then all of a sudden they know Jerry and them, and then they say, hey, man, check out this dude, and then everything else will go to plan, right? It will. It'll go flat out to plan. But who remember last year around this time, the Cowboys versus what? Y'all help me out. When the Cowboys faced the Eagles last year around this time, were the Eagles 2-0? Right? Were they 2-0? But I do know for sure when the Cowboys faced the Carolina Panthers, they were 3-0. The Carolina Panthers were 3-0. And I'll never forget a third of the Cowboy fans were talking about that quarterback. They said, oh, man, there's no way that we're going to win that game because when that dude – what's that quarterback name last year? What was his name? You know, it was – forgot that doggone quarterback name. He played for the Jets. And then he got picked. Sam Darnold, appreciate you. And they was like, man, there's no way Sam Darnold, he can walk on water. He just needed a new team, and now he got that new team, and the defense is going to be nasty. They're 3-0. There's no way that the quarterback can read that defense, no way that the Cowboys can be consistent enough to run against that team. And I remember, just go back. I keep these type of things up on my channel so you guys can go back and remember, just recall and refresh it, and you will see, oh, this is what I was saying, like even the detractors. And, sometimes, I post things on my Instagram and Facebook. They hurry up and try to delete it. They're like, oh, man, I don't want Law to screenshot this. Let me hurry up and delete it. It feels the same way. And what if I told you that this defense, ladies and gentlemen, better than what we were last year? So what I'm trying to say is, Cowboy Nation, don't worry about a thing. Everything going to be all right. I love the fact that Parsons is getting his recognition already and his accolades. I understand that we don't have the amount of interceptions that we had last year around this time, but we have more pressure. We have more sacks, baby. And that, my friend, counts. Because why? Because we getting to the quarterback before he can even try to throw that interception, right? And our toughest parts of the schedule is pretty much first game, second game, right? Those two teams within the last 3 years been to the Super Bowl, right? 1-1-1. So it's always a good way to look at it. Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I got to bounce like a basketball, but I wanted to jump in real quick to talk to you guys about that. Thank those who donated. Thank those who shared this content. I really appreciate you guys so much for being part of this quick one, because normally I go live for 5 to 10 hours. But I will have more content throughout the day. I'm supposed to be getting up with my guys from the UK at the top of the next hour. So y'all stay tuned. Look out. We're going to be talking. Shout out to Cowboys Experience. Appreciate everybody for being here. Don't forget, we don't have an event this weekend, but next weekend we will have an event. And I want to see y'all beautiful faces out there. Win, lose, or draw. It's DC for life. You sentenced for life with DC. And right now the warden is Jerry Wayne Jones. He's the warden. And whoever's the second command of the warden is John Stephen Jones. He's like the officer in command or whatever, however the prison system is broken down to. But we locked in for life, baby. We're in a 27-year sentence right now. Or really, technically, how long has Jones been owning his team? Has it been 38 years, 35, 37 years? I don't know. But that's how long our sentence been. He the COO. There you go, Thomas. Yeah. So Jerry Wayne Jones is the warden. The warden. And Stephen Jones is the COO. So we locked in, baby. 37 years. Appreciate you. Boy, Monet, we've been serving these sentences for 37 years under this warden of Jerry Jones administration. But these four walls are becoming a little comfortable. I know some people try to escape. but there was a commercial, man, I'll never forget. Many years ago, the guy finally escaped prison, right? And he was running around, and he realized that the world had changed so much, he was trying to break back into prison to go back into jail. Institutionalized, basically. Or I could just use the frame, I guess the frame of movie would be Shawshank Redemption, right? Remember that old man? He wanted to get back to Shawshank Redemption. Who remember that movie, huh? Don't be dropping out of here like flies, Cowboy Nation. Roll your sleeves up. Better days coming. I can't wait to see it. I'm waiting just like you are. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Cut the rope and climb out like Bruce Wayne. Yeah, jump, jump, jump. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, right? And it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you dream, and listen, and scheme, straight scheming, is about it. If you'll gladly go out there and fret for it, fight for it, plan for it, and lose your mind for it, if you will simply go after the thing you want, the dogged and grim and besiege and beset it with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will serve these sentences for life with grace, huh? Y'all ain't gonna like me today, baby. Y'all was like, man, you serving this sentence. I ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. We serving these sentences, baby. Hopefully, the light at the end of the tunnel will be shining with that Lombardi this year, huh? Cowboy Nation, that's been my time. I really love y'all, and there's nothing you can do about it. DC for life, we about. Salute. Let's go, baby. Turn this thing all the way up. Yeah. Come on. What y'all want to hear? Run it up? Yeah, it's about a run it up type of song, huh? Come on. Y'all serving that life sentence with me? If you're serving life sentences with me, Type in DC for life. Type that in, baby. Come on, roll those credits, baby. Come on. Let me see DC for life. Come on. Yeah, Blue. He's serving life sentence. What block you on, baby? Come on. Come on. Hey, my guy, he been serving 77 years. Greg Berry. Ooh. Oh, no, you sent 77. Okay. But you in the block 77 area. Okay. On my block. DC for life, baby. Come on. Shout out to you, Ramirez. Savage Dre. Come on. VIP, baby. Experiment. Look at little man. He moving. DAM Entertainment, baby. And Charlie J. Christopher Frazier. Appreciate y'all for the donations, man. I just want to run it up. Christopher, he been locked in since 1982. Yeah, look at that. He's serving his sentences well. Cell block day, baby, 35. 35 years he been serving. Blue Stay True. He been serving his sentence for 35 years and didn't complain not once. Shout out to Oak Cliff, America, Ready Red. Come on. On my block, baby. Come on, DC. One love, baby. Some people serve by 20 years and they ready to get up out of there. Huh? Come on. Shout out to y'all. One love, baby. That's a good concept too, though. Jeff Campbell, yeah, appreciate you. That's a good concept. I never thought that we can have that concept. DC for life since 1969. He been serving. The artist king been serving since 1969. He got arrested. He got pulled over for celebrating too much, and they pulled him over, and they thrown that man here. Innocent man. He's innocent. He's been in there since 1969. That's a long time. So you witnessed all of. Look, he got the best sentence because he witnessed all of the glories, right? See, I didn't get a chance to see the first two Super Bowls, so. I mean, your sentence been better than mine, believe it or not. Let's get on up out of here. I love this. I'm going to have to make T-shirts and hats saying I've been serving the Cowboys since 83 or something. You know how to go? Come on. One love, baby. Oodles and noodles. Love it. Appreciate you, man. We love you, man.
Take a drink.